Hi guys, welcome to Barukaman Gaming. Today we're gonna do things a bit different than normal. We're gonna do a list where I list 10 Pokemon with a successful history in competitive battling. This is a collaboration with Race Nikhil, so make sure you subscribe to both our channels. The link to his channel is in the description. This list excludes legendaries, as they would make up the entire list otherwise. At number 10 we have Persian. This Pokemon is on the list for mostly its power in Gen 1. In Gen 1 this Pokemon was everywhere. The metagame in Gen 1 was vastly different than the one we have today. Persian was feared because of two things. The first thing is that it's really fast. Back in Gen 1, the faster you are, the higher your chances are to land a crit. The formula for critical hits was bound to the speed stat as seen on the screen. The second reason this Pokemon was everywhere because of the move Slash and the lack of resistances. Slash has a really high crit ratio, and the only Pokemon that successfully walled it were Ghost types and Rock types, since Steel wasn't in the game yet. However, due to change to how crits are calculated in Gen 2 and the addition to the Steel type being introduced, made it that this Pokemon dropped off. Overall, a terrifying combination that saw lots of success. At number 9 we have the machine Pokemon Metagross. This Pokemon is overall a physical attacking beast while also being tanky in the physical defense. The attack stat for this Pokemon is 135 and the defense is 130. Its special attack and special defense stats aren't that bad either, and its typing is amazing. With moves like Meteor Mash, Zen Headbutt, Hammer Arm and an option for a coverage move out of Thunder Punch, Ice Punch or Bullet Punch, make this Pokemon a beast on the battlefield. Its only problem is that it's kinda slow with only 70 base speed. In Gen 6 it also received a Mega Evolution boosting every stat except HP, with a boost in attack bringing it to 145, a boost in defense bringing it up to 150 and a good boost in speed bringing that up to 110, made it so that this Mega was hitting hard and pretty fast. Now it could tank hits even better while being faster to deal a lot of damage before it even received any damage. Next up, at number 8, we have Among Us. This mushroom Pokemon has been the bane of many battlers. This is because of its moves. It learns Spore, Rage Powder, Toxic and Protect, making it stay on the battlefield for way too long. Its stats are not that special, with being great at HP and being decent in everything else except speed. Its speed stat is just atrocious. With its hold item being Black Sludge and its ability being Regenerator, getting rid of it was a problem. Normally it would spore problem Pokemons to put them to sleep, and could redirect attacks with Rage Powder. It would also heal a good chunk of HP with Black Sludge, and with Regenerator it gains 1/3 of its max HP on switching out. It also has the ability Effect Spore, but that gets rarely used. Overall, an annoying Pokemon to deal with. At number 7 we have Tyranitar. This pseudo-legend was introduced in Gen 2 and it has always been in the higher tiers. With a unique typing of Rock and Dark combined with a high attack and decent defenses and HP, make this Pokemon a beast you should watch out for. Its speed is lackluster, but with its bulk it can survive a hit or two. Slap a leftovers on it or an assault vest and it won't faint ever. In Gen 6 it also received a Mega Evolution, boosting its attack and both defenses. Another option is to run it as an attacker with Choice Scarf, the scarf making up for its lackluster speed. Overall a beast of a Pokemon with a unique typing. At number 6 we have Blaziken. There are two reasons why Blaziken had success competitively, with the first one being speed boost and the second one being his Mega Evolution. While being a starter makes it that it doesn't have as much stats as the two pseudo-legends in the list before, but having 120 attack and 110 special attack makes it a good attacker on both sides. In its mega form, it has an astounding 160 attack and 130 special attack. Because it has access to Swords Dance, Flare Blitz and Close Combat, ensures it to deal tons of damage on the battlefield. In Gen 8, it will run with a Life Orb for some extra damage. Overall, a good Pokemon that thrived when it had a Mega Evolution. At number 5, we have Chansey. This Pokemon is known for a couple of things. 1. Having tons of HP. 2. Using an Eviolite. 3. Being hard to kill. With an HP stat of 250 and a special defense of 105 made it that this Pokemon sticks around on the battlefield for a very long time. Combining this with an Eviolite giving it a 50% boost in its defenses and a moveset of Toxic, Soft Boiled, Seismic Toss and Stealth Rock or Heal Bell made dealing with this Pokemon really annoying. It can't take on physical attackers at all with only a defense stat of 5, but when there are only special attackers on the opponent's side of the field, they can't get rid of its field that easily. Overall, this egg Pokemon isn't as fragile as a normal egg and might frustrate you when facing one. At number 4, we have Dragonite. Dragonite is the first pseudo-legend in the game, and that is why it has a great base stat total. Dragonite was somewhat good in Gen 1, but dropped off in the following gens. It came back in the meta in Gen 5 because it got a new ability being multi-scale. This rare ability made it that Dragonite only takes half damage from the first hit it takes at full health. Entry hazards can disable it, with moves like Dragon Dance, Outrage, Earthquake and coverage moves like Fire or Ice Punch, or a spec move like Extreme Speed or Recovery with Roost make this Pokemon really strong. You can give it a leftover for some extra recovery or a choice band for some extra attack. Overall, where it was always being in the shadow of the other pseudo-legend dragon types, it rose to power after Gen 5. And at number 3 we have Garchomp. This Landshark dragon is a beast. Garchomp was introduced in Gen 4 and was directly a competitive monster. Being a pseudo-legend made it that its stats are really good, with its highest stat being attack. Garchomp also has two useful abilities, one being Ruskin and the other is Sandveil. I would prefer a Garchomp in Sandveil and pair it up with a Pokemon that has Sandstream, or one that uses Sandstorm. Sandveil boosts its evasion when there is a Sandstorm going on. For a more tanky Garchomp, you already use Ruskin with a Rocky Helmet, so that it deals a hefty chunk of damage when hit by moves that make contact. For its moveset, you mostly use the following moves: Earthquake, Outrage or Dragon Claw, Rock Slide or Stone Edge, and Protect or Sword Dance. And for the tanky build you use Earthquake, Dragon Tail, Stealth Rock and Toxic. And to top it off, this monster also has a Mega Evolution, but almost no one uses it. While it gets a boost in almost all its stats, and boosting its base stat total to 700, it loses 10 points in speed, what really hurts it, and its ability changes to Sand Force. Rather than now making moves miss 20% of the time, or giving a chunk of damage when hit by contact moves, it now boosts attack with 30% if the move is Rock, Ground or Steel type. Overall, this Pokemon is a monster, and even though its days being OP are gone, it's still a Pokemon you don't want to see as your opponent. At number 2 we have Hexeros. The The X's on the face aren't only for the looks. With an attack of 147, this Pokemon packs a punch. Basically, you run this Pokemon with one of two sets. Either you run Swords Dance or you run Dragon Dance. In both sets, you use the other moves Outrage, Close Combat and Poison Jab or Earthquake for coverage. Give it a Life Orb and its damage output is even higher. Having the ability Mold Breaker is also a plus and makes it that you don't have to worry about the ability of other Pokemon. But watch out with it, using Earthquake will hit Pokemon with Levitate, even the ones on your side of the battlefield. Overall, a cool looking Pokemon with a high damage output on the physical side. And finally, at number 1 we have Aegislash. This sword and shield combination is one to fear. The concept of this Pokemon is unique and makes it a great battler. At its base form it has sky high defenses with def and special def at 150, where the other stats are 50 or 60, what makes it take attacks really good. At least it was in Gen 6 and Gen 7. In Gen 8 it got a nerf and lost 10 points in both defensive stats. But here's the kicker with its ability stance change, Aegislash changes forms and stats when using a damaging move. When in Blade stance, its defenses and attack are switched, having 140 or 150 in both attack stats and 50 in its defenses. Its moveset is pretty much the same over all the generations. It uses Shadow Ball, Close Combat or Gyro Ball or Sacred Sword, Shadow Sneak and King Shield. The last move, King Shield, is its signature move and is why Aegislash is so strong. The setup that you mostly use with Aegislash is first turn King Shield, then second turn you attack, and because of your bulk you can tank most hits. Then on the third turn you use King Shield again, and since it has priority it goes most likely first. King Shield also has an extra effect that if the move used against it made contact, then it dropped the user's attack by 2 stages. King Shield doesn't protect it from status conditions, so the opponent is still able to paralyze it or put it to sleep or poison it, if the user of the poison applying move has the ability Corrosion. Overall, a strong Pokemon with an interesting gimmick. And that's the list. Let me know what Pokemon you would pick for this list, and let me know if I should do more of this type of videos. I also want to mention that I had a blast making this video, because I learned a lot with editing and finally using a new editing tool that I kept on the shelf, because I didn't want to spend the time to learn it. Also, a special shout out to RaisinQ. Don't forget to subscribe to his channel as well. With that guys, like and subscribe, comment down below and ring the bell for notifications. Bye bye.